all the other service providers who look out daily for the less fortunate in our community, finding our happy by being helpful. Hallelujah. We're KBLA Talk 1580, where we do more than just talk. Somebody's been praying for me.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
As you observe throughout the world, very few human beings change radically. They change from one pattern to another pattern, from one religious sanctions to another religious sanctions. They become Tibetan monks or Hindu monks, which is the same old pattern repeated over and over and over again.
See, I have to attack this topic tonight because it's very important that we have this conversation. That was the great Jiddu Krishnamurti. And he was talking about this pattern, and as it relates to human beings not really changing, right? Now, we think in terms of relationships, oh, the last person hurt me, so now I'm jaded. We think that's the transformation, right? Oh, I'm not the same as I used to be because now I have this hypervigilance built up in me to protect myself, while at the same time, paradoxically, believing in the law of attraction. You know, at the same time, right? So do you see the confusion? See, wherever there's a pattern, there's insecurity. Please understand what I mean by that. Unconditional love has no conditions. This is why patterned people or hurt people can't really wrap their minds around the concept of unconditional love. Do you see? Now, we've been taught, hey, if you had a bad experience in relationship, pick better, choose better, right? Oh, I got a broke picker. I got a broke woman picker. I always choose the wrong woman. Oh, I got a broke man picker. I always choose the wrong man. Listen, we're going to have this discussion tonight, whether you like it or not. And I think it's important to have it because many people fundamentally, foundationally, essentially do not understand the purpose of human relating. And hopefully we will start the conversation so that you can continue it. Now, the great Krishnamurti is the one who said, and I'm not going to say he's the first to say it, but he profoundly stated that relationships are mirrors, right? Now, what he meant by that is whatever is in you is in some way, shape, or form reflected back to you. Now, when we say in you, psychologically speaking, it could be deep-seated issues, right? It could be CPTSD, right? Childhood post-traumatic stress. It could be something less benign. It could be say you were raised by a codependent single mother. Whatever you modeled is going to be mirrored. The model is mirrored in intimate relationships. Do you understand? I need you guys to understand that. Whatever is modeled in childhood will be mirrored in adult relationships, right? Now, the reason why that's important, if we look at it from that perspective, it takes all of the goofiness out of the equation. Okay? The goofiness meaning, I didn't deserve this. And to say you deserved a bad experience doesn't mean you're a bad person. Or let's normalize not saying it was a bad experience. Let's say it was challenging. Let's say it was difficult. Right? But the purpose of you going through it is for up-leveling. Okay? You're up-leveling. That's what it's for. There is no wasted movement in the universe. So you might not like it, but I have to break this down. It's very important. Jiddu Krishnamurti said, relationship is a mirror in which you can see yourself, not as you would wish to be, but as you are. He believed that looking at yourself in the mirror of relationship could reveal your reactions, fears, and emotions. Now, what's very interesting about this, a lot of psychologists are starting to understand how our relationships mirror whatever we've been through. We talked about Patrick Carnes' work on trauma bonding. Beautiful sister, strong sister, Dr. Jashana Johnson talked about how our central nervous systems are relating to each other as we're mirroring each other, so to speak. Do you understand? So this isn't an entirely new concept, but I believe people still don't understand why you have who you have in your life, why you're attracted to who you're attracted to, right? In Ross Rosenberg's work on the human magnet syndrome, he eloquently outlined how codependence, or what he termed as self-love deficient, right? SLDD, self-love deficient disorder, which he even went a step further and said self-love deficient disorder is a type of addiction. The narcissist is attracted to the codependent or the self-love deficient. So that leads us up to tonight's topic. Heavy topic. And I want to get your feedback. Okay? I want you to call in and share your thoughts about this particular topic. Right? Tonight's topic, replacement mirrors. Replacement mirrors. True or false? Your absence remains their lesson, i.e. curriculum, and your replacement continues to be their karma/reminder. I want you to let that sink in for a second. Replacement mirrors. See, it's easy to get rid of somebody. It's easy to break up. It's easy to move on. Moving on is the easiest thing you can do. Oh, I'm anxious. I'm disappointed. I'm dissatisfied. I'm frustrated. Oh, let me break up. We'll get a replacement mirror. If relationship is the mirror of relation, we'll get a replacement person. Don't you know your lessons continue? Whatever wounds you're still protecting will be exposed. Don't you know that? No, you think the person was the problem. No, the person was the mirror. Do you understand? Let me read it again. Replacement mirrors. True or false? Your absence remains their lesson, and your replacement continues to be their karma/reminder. Individuals often view replacement relationships as either paths to healing or distractions from unresolved wounds. In truth, these connections serve as dynamic mirrors, reflecting the lessons one has yet to integrate. Rather than symbolizing growth or closure, replacement mirrors reveal the subconscious patterns shaping emotional choices. By engaging with new partners too quickly, right, one may risk avoiding the discomfort of self-exploration, right, trading personal growth for temporary relief. These relationships, however, do not arise as mere diversions. They hold a profound potential to illuminate unmet needs. Who's supposed to meet the needs? You are. You've been taught in reverse. Your partner does not pick up where your parent fell off. But we've been taught to create expectations for our partner to be the continuation of what our parents were unable to do. Do you hear? Do you hear? Okay. A partner's presence, even fleeting, reflects the extent to which one has reconciled with the self and embraced accountability for past relational dynamics. Instead of defining replacement relationships as inherently healthy or harmful, one might explore their ability to catalyze inner awareness. Do these mirrors reveal transformation, or do they magnify unresolved scars? By observing without judgment, one transforms replacement mirrors into opportunities for self-realization, integration, and authentic connection. Now, please understand, integration. The psychologist might say individuation, right? Which is a concept by Carl Jung, right? Where he talks about integrating the shadow with the mask, with the persona. The mask is your best foot forward, right? This is my ideal self. I can't let them know too much about me too soon because it might run them away. Do you see? And when this person fails or cannot, not even fail is at least they tried. But if this person does not deliver on the demands that your unmet needs make. They are now deemed as unsatisfactory, not even relationship material. Now, this is irrespective of economic position. You can have all the money in the world. You can have everything you need financially, socially. But if you don't have this internal work thing happening, right, you're not fit to be in a relationship, right? You're going to, well, that's not entirely true. You're not fit to be happy in a relationship. You're going to keep attracting mirrors that are reflecting back to you the work that needs to be done internally. Do you understand? 1-800-920-1580 if you understand. The karmic loop of love. Are we doomed to repeat or destined to transcend? The role of unresolved trauma in attracting repetitive relationships. Understanding karmic mirrors as opportunities for growth rather than punishment. Spiritual versus psychological perspectives on breaking karmic cycles. Karmic relationships often reflect unhealed childhood wounds disguised as love, intimacy, and attachment. 1-800-920-1580. I want to know what you think. I want to know what you think. Get to your phone lines. We want to talk about it. Transcendence, on the other hand, requires identifying and dismantling subconscious scripts. Well, these scripts are illuminated in the mirror of relationships. Can we truly escape karmic cycles, or are they integral to our soul's evolution? How does one discern between karmic lessons and emotional dependency? 1-800-920-1580. I'm not playing with y'all tonight. It's 2025. We've got to stop. Listen, let me get off track for a second. How are we going to be politically united? Economically united, united as a community, united as a people, if our relationships are psychologically broken? Do you understand? If you form a relationship, a business relationship, a political relationship with broken people, how can you trust them? How can you trust their word? Ooh, I know. This is why I do these types of topics. Because relationship is ubiquitous for our growth as people, as individuals, and as couples. When we come forward, the voice of reason shall continue to slap you upside your dome piece on your way home from Jones Beach. Let's
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
This new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online.
Uh-huh.
I read that 3 out of 4 adults in the United States have a high risk factor for severe COVID-19. And Black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Have you ever been in a dating situation or relationship with an avoidant attachment style and found that as soon as you really took space or distance for a fairly long period of time, they seem to show up and make more of an effort all of a sudden? And have you ever wondered why some people seem to fall in love more deeply when you're not around or when there's actual distance? Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about why avoidant attachment styles fall in love in your absence. And we're going to talk about the psychological components of this for the avoidant attachment style so that you can better understand them, whether you are the avoidant listening or whether you are the loved one of an avoidant who's better trying to understand them. And better yet, we will talk about what you can do to leverage this understanding in a healthy way to benefit you listening as the avoidant or partner, as well as benefit the relationship, specifically with healthy strategies. And if you stick around till the end, I'll share a really powerful secret about the avoidant attachment style that will change the way you look at this relationship dynamic. First and foremost, one thing I talk about all the time on this channel that we have to just recognize is that dismissive avoidants are always operating in this state of feelings minus fears. And what this means is that because dismissive avoidants go through the pain of childhood emotional neglect growing up, they tend to have these deep fears of deeply connecting because their subconsciously stored associations towards connection come from childhood. And they have this idea that, well, when I was a child and I felt vulnerable and I needed things, especially emotionally, because a lot of the time this childhood emotional neglect kind of flies under the radar. Like dismissive avoidants may have a lot of stability in their home, food on the table, structure, but there can just be this total absence of emotional nurturing, of communicating about emotions, feeling safe to express.
And you know what I love about the video selections tonight? First off, Attila selected these videos. I got to give Attila her props. Attila from Houston, Texas. You hear her on here all the time. And I got to give her her props because I don't even listen to the videos beforehand. I just send them to Andy as soon as I get them. And what's interesting is, like, that's calling out a particular insecure attachment style. And following the motif tonight, which is replacement mirrors or relationship as a mirror, you find that the insecure attachment styles are particularly attracted to or mirror other insecure attachment styles. And it doesn't mean that they don't or they're not attracted to securely attached folk, but they are. But here's the mirror piece. The chaser tends to become attracted to the runner. The avoidant types would be considered runners. Based on Tice Gibson's breakdown, you see the avoidant types come from a particular type of background, as does the anxious preoccupied, mirroring each other. Now, another interesting point to bring up really quickly is that a securely attached person can be turned anxious, pulled anxious by an avoidant type, and vice versa. A securely attached person can pull an avoidant type closer to being, right, secure. So you see the mirror of relationship working even in a psychological framework. Now, that framework is John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth's baby, called attachment theory. And I believe if you're talking about relationships, we really have to dig into that as well. But when I come forward, I'm going to pull this thing back even further. Get your tails on the line. I want to talk to you. 1-800-920-1580. We got a lot to talk about.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. The Palisades fire burning in the hills above Malibu has grown to 200 acres, driven by 40-mile-per-hour Santa Ana winds. Residents are on alert and schools are evacuating. Fire crews from multiple agencies are working to protect homes as embers threaten rooftops. Federal prosecutors claim Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams may face more criminal charges. Adams, who pleaded not guilty to a 5-count indictment for accepting luxury travel for political favors, could face a superseding indictment. His trial is set for April. A Mississippi judge has dismissed attempted murder charges against a father and son accused of shooting at a black FedEx driver 3 years ago. The dismissal follows a 2023 mistrial and cites evidence tampering by Brookhaven police. And memorial services for former President Jimmy Carter now move to Washington, D.C., where his remains arrive today. A state funeral and National Day of Mourning are set for Thursday, with all 5 living U.S. presidents expected to attend. I'm Amber Payton on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Somebody's been praying for me.
Thanks to the generous support of the KBLA Talk 1580 delegation, we were able to donate 545 pounds of coats and blankets to the LA Mission this winter season.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
The LA Mission expressed its deep gratitude for our gift all over social media, but we wish to thank them and all the other service providers who look out daily for the less fortunate in our community, finding our happy by being helpful.
Hallelujah.
We're KBLA Talk 1580, where we do more than just talk.
Somebody's been praying for me.
KBLA KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do you do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance. But Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Wanna play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with DayQuil VapoCool. It's DayQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is DayQuil VapoCool.
DayQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. The Live Your Life organization mentors young women, helping them break negative mindsets and see beyond their surroundings. Through career exposure and hands-on training, they're encouraged to think big, stay focused, and make positive choices. Founded by Nikisha Mama Boo Smith, who transformed her life to become a community leader. Live Your Life is changing lives, but they need your help. They're raising funds to keep their new building open and expand their programs. Your donations will support food, clothes, hygiene products, and holiday giveaways. Visit liveyourlife32.com. That's LIVEYOLIFE32.com to help today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
The classical narcissistic fairy tale starts with idealization and then moves on to devaluation and then discarding. Everyone thinks it won't happen to them, and yet, without exception, the story goes down the same way every time. To feel thrown away by another person is an awful experience, but yet it is sort of a universal part of the narcissistic relationship. So let's start by taking a look at the narcissistic relationship cycle. In most cases, not all by any means, but in most, the idealization often takes the form of love bombing, which is another video in this series. So love bombing or idealization lasts just long enough to get you stuck in this relationship dynamic. Just when you exhale and believe in the fairy tale, then bam, that's when the devaluation phase starts. Devaluation can start slow. It's when the little criticisms begin, when you start experiencing the contempt, when the gifts and the big nights out go away, when the narcissist's phone becomes much more interesting than you sitting in front of them, and when the sideways comments like, are you really gonna wear that? And other comments of that ilk start to creep into the relationship. It can be a real time of intense confusion in the relationship because you can't figure out when the love bombing ended and when the contempt began.
Listen, Dr. Romani is gonna cook every single time, but the real question here is, how did you attract that person? No one seems to want to take responsibility for attracting that person. Do you know that kind of person has a particular appetite for you? Uh-oh. Do you understand that? A narcissist is a very persnickety and particular eater. So nobody asked the question. I hear people blaming the mess that their unhealed wounds magnetized into their life. That's what I hear. I never hear people saying, you know what? How can I have a truly, deeply, profoundly bonded and unconditionally loving relationship if I don't love myself? If I still resent my mama? Do you see? Whatever is modeled in early childhood will be mirrored in adult relationships. No one wants to take it from that perspective. It's always the person who showed up's fault. All they're doing is mirroring you back to you. But for what purpose? Well, according to Krishnamurti, so you can see yourself. When was the last time you saw your shadow? When was the last time you, without judgment, acknowledged a portion of your very own darkness? You saw it. You didn't run it off. You didn't condemn it. You didn't judge it. You didn't try to fix it. What are you saying? So part of fixing it is observing it without judgment. Carl Jung, what we resist persists, especially within your own spirit. Emotional healing depends on intention. Replacement mirrors, i.e., I'm tired of this person, I can get somebody else because I'm cute. the illusion of options that, of course, the internet and social media has now provided to us. I got so many options, I'll just go to the next option. But you're still the same you. Emotional healing depends on intention. Replacement mirrors can accelerate growth or perpetuate avoidance. Spiritual teachings from all over the world, from antiquity, emphasize that all connections, even replacement mirrors, carry karmic significance. Does the need for a replacement partner signify emotional deficiency or divine timing? 1-800-920-1580. How do attachment styles influence success or failure of replacement relationships? The addiction to relational triggers. Why we mistake chaos for chemistry. Are you guys hearing this? I need you guys to look at yourself. Ask yourself a question. When I get to these callers, what about that toxic person reminded you of you? There had to be some aspect of that toxic person that you related to, that reminded you of you. But you see, so many people are self-unaware, right? That's what relationships for. Self-awareness, to be able to see oneself. But we're focused on what they bring to the table. I got expectations and I got needs they need to fulfill. Do you see? Let's get these callers in here. I want to know your thoughts. Let's get it. We got Shaka Guru, College Station, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Man, another dope one, man. So just to start off, it's nothing new under the sun. And it's so crazy that as unique we are as individuals, we still continue to go through the same phases and the same cycles. And so I came off a failed relationship where I was the dependent one. And, I didn't even really know what a narcissist was. But back in 2018, I came across, the So What show and moved over and saw your show and really started doing some work, doing some reading. I had to get into the dojo. And as you said, pretty much go embrace the dark side. And I think my first mistake was to try to fight it. And in that process, I jumped to another relationship, not allowing myself to actually do the work and get the lessons that was needed and required for me to heal. Mm-hmm. So, of course, that relationship failed. And with time, just locking in, reading your book, The Dismount, I was able to move on to a relationship that was somewhat familiar. We were college sweethearts, and then we got back together, and I started to speak out of your book like, hey, we're a reflection of each other. Let's deal with these things. We're adults now, and so let's approach it as adults. And so I got hit with a list, a checkoff list. Well, do you make this amount of money? Do you have your own place? Do you have going down this checklist? And all that was great. But when it came down to actually doing inner work, no lie, within 30 days, I got ghosted. And that rocked me. And I think the takeaway at the time was, as much as my mind wanted to think that I was ready, I wasn't ready.
So can I just, there's a couple of things that you're saying here. And I think there's a natural proclivity to go on your healing journey while you're in a relationship with someone else and then try to impart concepts of healing. And I know it's all coming from a good place. It's coming from a loving place, right? Hey, I'm healing. I'm looking at myself. I'm working on myself. I wish you would too, right? Let's do this together. But I think this is such a highly personal thing that I truly believe you shouldn't try to impart that on your partner. And I've learned this from experience, right? You shouldn't try to impart that on your partner unless you're invited to do so.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get the invite to share that kind of insight, you might want to pull back. Do you see? So, I think that, you know, and just understand, answers for your soul may not be compatible answers for the soul of another. Do you see? Your partner's process is their property. Your name isn't on the deed. That's their work. That's their project, so to speak. Do you see? So often when we feel like we're getting better, let me tell you something about spiritual healing. Spiritual healing in the beginning, man, my goodness. That moment you feel like, oh, revelation. So I done learned something. I'm up leveling. You can liken it to an athletic injury. Right? Let's take D Rose. The great D Rose from the Chicago Bulls. His career was preempted. His talent was cut short because of one mitigating factor. You know what that was?
No, sir.
They rushed him back after injury too soon. Do you see? Now, understand how this applies. When you tear your ACL, say you tear your ACL on your right or left leg, the opposite leg overcompensates. The brain sends messages. Hey, there's been an injury to one of our appendages. So the body overcompensates for the injured extremity. Do you see?
Let's support this hurt leg.
Do you see? Now, this is the part that applies to the relationship, right? We're correlating here. Now, 6 months of rehab after surgery, and you get 6 months of rehab, you feel great. But guess what? Your brain has yet to tell your other appendage, the appendage that was injured, hey, or the appendage that compensated for the injured appendage. Your brain has yet to tell that part of your body, we don't need to compensate anymore. Do you see? So if you come back because you feel good after 6 months and you keep playing, your body is still overcompensating. What happened to D Rose? He tore his left ACL. Then when he came back, he tore his right ACL. Do you see? Do you see? So in relationships, just because you're feeling better, because you got some type of spiritual awareness, it doesn't mean you're fully better. And definitely not better to the point where you can teach your partner what is necessary for them to do. Do you understand what I'm saying?
The blind leading the blind.
Hey, man, hang tight with me. When we come forward, more from the VOR.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do...
Let's play something, Grandma.
...became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'ma keep this feeling close to me, but I think I lost my mind. 11 months of the same routine, keeping up this facade of mine. I'm gonna buy you some roses, baby, and then we're gonna get real high. Pretty soon I'll be talking my shit, so I can keep running in my mind.
Narcissist survivor, and for others, when do we get to see their karma?
She's asking, when do the survivors of narcissists and toxic people get to see their karma? And if you're new here, I'm a narcissist. I actually have narcissistic personality disorder. So I feel like every day, my karma has been my existence, honestly. And I think a lot of narcissistic people might feel the same way. I chase happiness, I chase love, I chase fulfillment, but it's never enough. You as a non-narcissistic person get to experience true fulfillment, true joy, and things like that, where I as a narcissist feel like those things will, forever escape me. Perhaps that's the karma for the things that I've done in the past. This might not make a lot of people happy, but you might not ever get to visually see the narcissistic person's karma, because their karma is internal. Our karma is internal. Try to force karma to happen to someone else, you end up turning it on yourself and something bad might happen to you. I feel like the narcissist karma is literally every single day, waking up every single day, maybe feeling a little bit more empty this day than I did the last day. Karma doesn't always have to be physical.
Lee Hammock in there cooking. Oh, replacement mirrors. Oh, I'm going to post on social media to show that I'm doing better than the last one. Yeah, you heard the karma is internal. You heard what he said? If relationships are mirrors, could it be that we see reflected in others? Could it be that what we see reflected in others is not our own unhealed wounds, but our deepest fears of who we might become if we healed completely? Yes, The healed version of you is foreign to you. And if it's foreign to you, you're afraid of it. This is why we go back to our toxic norms. Do you see? Let me say it again. If relationships are mirrors, could it be that what we see reflected in others is not our unhealed wounds, but our deepest fears of who we might become if we healed completely? Are y'all listening? Brother Chakra, get in here, man.
Yes, sir.
Please finish your thought, good brother.
Yeah, so I'll just say, since then, like I said, I've just been tapped in. You know, the relationship dismount, still reading that. Prometheus Rising, The Way of the Superior Man, Power versus Force.
Let me stop you.
Go ahead.
Let me stop you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Those books are great, but let me stop you. Answer the question, brother. Answer the question. What darkness in you found the darkness in them attractive?
I think it was.
That's the conversation I want to have.
I think it was leaning on someone else's security or what you perceive to be their security to prop up what I felt as though the security that I represent.
Hey,
so I wanted.
Hey, stop it.
Yep.
Stop it. Stop it. I ain't gonna let you do it. What in you? What aspect of you? What unhealed aspect of you needs security?
I would say for me, the fact that there were certain checkpoints in life that I hadn't checked off.
No, stay right there. Stay right there. I want you to think about it. When we come forward, we gonna get your answer. For real, man. That's what I want to know.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know from BIN News. The Palisades fire burning in the hills above Malibu has grown to 200 acres.